What's up, guys? It's the girl Jericka back at it again. I'm laughing because I am excited and also exhausted. Today was a trying day. Now, I have no problems talking about my life. You guys know that I am so honest. Well, I try to be, and 99.6% of the time I am honest, because a lot of things you don't want everyone to know about, especially you two. Come on, guys, be honest. So today's video is what the heck is that? Sorry, guys. Today's video is Jericka Talks, and we're gonna be talking about what happened to my vlog. And why I'm bringing this up is because since yesterday's video, and I guess I had mentioned it in previous videos and I just forgot, I've been getting a lot of messages through Instagram, and I just recently discovered that I could get messages on YouTube. Yeah, don't kill me. And I learned from one of my wonderful subscribers, Mabel. So, yeah, I just found that out. So, I was getting inboxed. What is this blog? Where can I find it? And I had said you can find it in the About Me section on my channel. But I want to go into depth why I haven't been posting, because there was like 2 people that said that they went on and they haven't seen nothing recent. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm still sick. And my answer for that is this. When I made pieces of me, it was basically a way, an outlet for me to explain, not to everyone, but more to myself, but I didn't mind sharing my life with everyone. And I feel like in sharing my life, people can relate, know that they're not alone. People make mistakes. People could progress. There's a lot of factors about why I do the videos. Well, the posts I have made. And then after I finish with pieces of me, because it's basically chapters, it's like a book. And when I finished that chapter, I wanted to continue and explain my happy life now. But I felt like I'm going to do that with YouTube, because I had made a YouTube about a year ago, and I only had about maybe 2 videos up, and I wasn't posting consistently. I felt like nervous and scared to put myself out there. But in the recent months, as you guys have seen, I have done so. And my hair is like crazy right now. It's all frizzy and whatever, and I don't care. So anyway, so I started being more consistent with my videos on YouTube, and then I got comfortable in front of the camera. So YouTube is my outlet for my everyday now life. Now, my blog was basically so you guys could catch up on what has happened in my life. Now, I'm going to read the intro of my blog, and I will read you guys 2 chapters from the beginning. And they're pretty kind of long, but it's my story, So, yeah. So, first off, I'm sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. My laptop is being stupid. Alright, the intro is, this vlog is about my life story. I am aware that my life story will eventually come to an end. And that's when I will just have daily vlogs. Vlog posts on anything that I think would interest you guys. Please stick around, as I promise to make my vlog worth reading. At that time, blog all meant the same crap to me, and now I know a vlog is a video and blog is a blog. So and we just gonna jump right in, guys, because I don't want this video to be super long. And I always say that, and it always tends to be, and that is my apologies, because honestly, that is not my intentions. Alright, so Now I have to go all the way back to 2016 because this is when I started writing my vlogs. And it goes up to chapter 12. And I was doing actually real talks on here too. So there's going to be like a little in between. And this is also a great outlet for you guys who personally know me better, you know. I can't believe I actually sat here and wrote out my story. This is amazing. Never in a million years would I have thought that I would have done this, to be honest. And I will let you guys know right now. Rated R stuff. Okay. Chapter 1. My first year. So this was put up on October 28, 2016. Hey guys, before I start with chapter 1 of Pieces of Me, I want everyone to know, family and friends, that this is my story and how I was told. There may be some disagreement with some, but please have some respect as this is my life story. I also want to note that there will be explicit language and some sensitive topics. Now here's Jericka's real story. And I put that disclosure out there because you guys already know that I'm adopted. And my biological brothers and sisters at that time when we were speaking, and I didn't want them to, feel hurt in any way, because I do put some of their, life out there because, it reflects me as well. And a lot of it is I was just using their abbreviation like E and A and L, like stuff like that. So yeah. So let's just jump right into this one. I never knew much about the start of my parents' relationship or how did they meet. Everything I know was because either my adoptive mom, siblings, or family told me. My parents' names were James and Cynthia. They were born in New York City. They were born in the era of drugs and chaos. From what I know, my mother dated my dad when he was 26 years old. In that time, my mother was his first girlfriend and took his virginity away. And he fell in love. My mother brought a beautiful little girl into the relationship, which is my older sister, E. I will not use their names because I want to protect their identity and also because I have not asked them for permission to include their names in my story. Together they had 5 children, and I was the youngest. At this point, my parents was heavy into drugs. All of us were positive tox babies. I was brought into the world on October 31st, 1989. I do not know how much I weighed or measured. My mother, Cynthia, took care of me till I was 3 months old. One day, she came by to visit my grandmother, her mother. She asked my grandmother for $20 to get some Chinese food and left to never return for me. My grandmother at the time was raising 3 of my siblings, and my father's mother was raising my sister. Disappointment fell upon my family because now another child was left behind due to her addiction. My grandmother had too many of us, and the Administration of Children's Services asked her if she would take me in, but they would not pay her for my care, and she refused to take me, but held on to me till placement would come into place. She contacted my father's mother and asked her if she would take me, and she said she couldn't because she had my sister, A, and her health wasn't great. But she quickly remembered that her only daughter, Rosemary, couldn't have children and would possibly take me. My grandmother proceeded to call her daughter and begged her to please take me or else I would get lost in the foster care system. She was kind of reluctant at first because she had a great job and was living life in her flirty 30s. But guess what? She decided to take me. My Aunt Rosemary came and got me, and I once again had a mother. Now, when I refer to her now, I will say Mom. And if I'm talking about my biological mother, I'll say Mommy Cindy. Mom told me I was the fattest and cutest little baby she had ever seen. But when she first took me in, I had bad withdrawals, meaning shakes and crying, because my little body missed the drugs that my bio mother used to take. Anyway, it took her about 3 months before she fell in love with me, and her maternal instincts kicked in. In pictures, I saw how beautiful she dressed me, and I could see the love she had for me. Now, that was the end of that chapter, and then I put my thoughts. So now this is my thoughts now. As I sit here and think about the story that I was told, I can generally say that I'm no longer upset or hurt about the situation. If you would have asked me years ago how I felt, I would have told you I was hurt, angry, confused. But now as a mother and a woman, I can say that I forgive my biological mother, Cindy, for leaving me. Many do not understand that addiction is an illness, and she did what she thought was right, and wanted me to have a better life now. How she went about it was wrong, but we all are human and we make mistakes, and I'm aware of that. What she should have done was get help and get her children back. But would have, could have, or should have don't matter, because it is in the past and it happened. Now, many will ask how I feel about my grandmother, Anna, after she refused to take me because of a check. But I know there's more to that. She had 3 siblings and 2 other foster children, I believe. And that was going to be too much for her. I was hurt, but I got over it because thanks to her, I had a wonderful mom and was raised fairly well. There is times that I do wonder how life would have been if I would have stood with my bio mom. And honestly, I would have been a complete mess. Now for tomorrow's blog, I will be going into my life from 1 to 5 years old. A lot to tell and more that explains the real me. So stay tuned. Love you all, and thank you for reading today's chapter. Feel free to leave comments. Right? So, yeah. That was the first chapter. And I'm going to go on and read the second. And this one is, I was going to do 1 to 5. I ended up doing 1 to 10. Because I felt like not much had happened as a child, you know. So let's just jump right in. Hey guys, I'm going to start off thanking everyone who's following up this mini series of my life story. Enjoy chapter 2, and remember tomorrow is Sex Talk Sundays and chapter 3. Yes, there's sex talk in this vlog. Alright, so let's just jump right in. I remember as a child knowing who my daddy was and having a titi that I would see here and there, but what I didn't know was that she was really my bio mom, Cindy. I remember her picking me up and my siblings and take us for a walk, and they would call her mom, but I was the only one calling her titi. But I never found it strange till one day my sister A told me I was adopted, and titi Cindy was actually my mom. I never even bothered to ask my mom because in the end I didn't care because she was my mom, and I loved her no less. When I turned 5, she told me, and I told her I already knew and I didn't care. I remember how she smiled and hugged me so tight, and she told me over and over, I love you. I was a pretty shy and quiet child growing up. Used to being alone, I was the only child. I was also very spoiled and got everything, but if I behaved, which I always did. My mom, Rosemary, started a relationship with the only other man that I considered my father. His name was Fernando. Irony, because that's my husband's name. He was amazing, spoiled me and loved me just as if I was his. By the time I turned 4, they had broken up, and it tore me up because my daddy was no longer going to be home with us. Like I previously mentioned, I always knew who my father was. Who my father was. That part of the family I knew very well. I was very close growing up to my paternal grandma, Rosa. Oh man, that woman was incredible. She would spoil all of us rotten. When we would sleep over, we all got baby bottles with hot milk and sugar, no matter what age we were. My grandma was very comical, and she would sit in her rocking chair, and my mom would call me yelling, and my grandma would be acting dead, and I would try to wake her, and she would jump out at me to scare me, and I used to hate that kind of game. I always felt that she shouldn't play like that. Well, on April 27, 1995, my grandma had called my mom and told her to come over. She wasn't feeling well and wanted mommy to make her a soup. So my mom picked up my titi Yvonne and cousin to do what they always did, hang out at grandma's. I remember clear as day that my cousin and I were playing in the bathroom with a water gun, and I heard my mom screaming at the top of her lungs, help. So of course I had to go see what was going on. As I walked in the living room, I saw my grandma faking her death again. So I was like, oh, whatever. But mommy screamed, and I saw her punching grandma in the chest. And grandma would come back to life. The minute I saw tears in her eyes, I knew that my favorite grandma wasn't playing and it was actually happening. I remember running with my sisters to get my dad at his favorite spot, the block. I can't tell you what my sister was saying, but I remember rushing back home and seeing that grandma was now pale and mommy was still punching her back because that was the only way she would come back. The ambulance showed up about half an hour too late. We all knew she was gone, but didn't want to believe it. And at Lincoln Hospital, she was declared dead. She died of a massive heart attack, and the percentage of survival are slim. On that day, a piece of my heart was taken away. I became less talkative in school. I would draw 2 caskets, one of my grandma and one for me. That's when I was diagnosed with depression at the age of 5. I didn't cry or mourn her death till a month after she was gone. I was too small to understand that she was in heaven. I had to undergo a year of intensive therapy and I got somewhat better. As months went by, my mom was suffering badly. She went out dancing one night and met a man. His name was Martin Campuzano, a name I can't forget even if I tried. She was very happy. She looked happy again, and not much time went past and they got married in the Bronx courthouse. I remember he was heavy into Santeria, which is, in other words, voodoo. Mom discovered it one day when she was sweeping and mopping. She knocked the liquid down. I can't tell you what exactly was in the cup, but the shit stunk badly in the cup. My mom found her hair and a picture of them both. I'm pretty sure it must have been something to keep them together. But even after this discovery, they stood together. I can tell you I was never fond of him. I hated him and I needed my daddy Fernando back. Now I'm 8 years old and a beautiful chunky girl with hair past her back. One night I felt strange and woke up to find Martin on his knees by my bed and my panties at my knees. As I went to scream, he placed his hands on my mouth and quietly said this: "Si gritas o hablas de esto con tu mami o otra persona, te mato tu mamá y tu abuelo." Now translating in English, he said if I screamed or told my mom about this, he would kill her and my grandpa. Now I'm afraid of going to sleep or being in my own home. I was getting molested almost every night and I would cry silently, hoping that death would put me out of this misery. But I would never tell anyone because I didn't want my family to get hurt. One day while I slept, he came to do his night routine, touch my privates, and jerk his dick till he came in his hand and kissed me on my forehead. But this night would be different. I would be safe from this torture. My mom came out quietly from the room because she didn't see Martin in bed, and she caught him on his knees with my panties down while I was asleep. My mom had this big glass ashtray that was very heavy, and she grabbed it and cracked his head open and told him to leave. I don't know why she never called the police. Soon after, one of them filed for divorce, and he later fled to the Dominican Republic. Once again, I had to go through intensive therapy because I became very depressed. When I was 10, my sister A had a baby prematurely at 6 months pregnant. She was born 1 pound 14 ounces. She had a brain leakage and her lungs had collapsed. She stood in the hospital for 5 months. My sister was young and dumb at the time. I couldn't care for her, so she asked my mom if she was willing to take her till she got on her feet, and my mom said yes. That way I wouldn't be the only child. Oh my God, I was so happy when mommy picked her up. Fresh out the hospital. At this point, she was the size of a normal newborn baby at 5 months old, and her name was Kiara. Only if I knew that my life wasn't going to get better, only worse from that point on. My thoughts. As I wrote this chapter, I was overwhelmed with feelings. This is the first time I would let the world know the true, raw me, but I had to do it. I wanted everyone to know that behind today's smile is a story. As I reread what I wrote, I just can shake my head on how naive I was in believing lies. I also see how a loved one's death affected me to my core. But behind all of that, I am now a strong woman. I know on yesterday's blog I said I would write from age 1 through 5, but I decided till I was 10 because now is when the drama begins. Thank you for reading, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. Stay tuned for tomorrow's blog from age 10 to 15. Love you all. Now, guys, I haven't read these blogs in a year, and reading it out loud and sharing it with you guys, oh boy, I even completely forgot that I had put all that in there. And honestly speaking, let me close my laptop. honestly speaking, I was diagnosed with depression at 5 because I lost my grandmother. And ever since then, my life went to hell. And at the age of 25, I had lost my mom, which intensified every other feeling. Because if you're depressed and you're not getting treatment, those of you that are going through that, know that we tend to put our past behind us and lock that door with a lock and key, because it's a way of us to just build up and be strong and continue our lives. And that's what I did. And when I wrote this blog, I remember I was typing, and as I was typing, I was crying. Because I went through so much. And I'm so overprotective with my kids. And like sleeping in people's houses and stuff like that. Because I would never want my girls to ever experience what I experienced. And, you know, and I know they won't, because they have good parents. They have me. They have my husband. And we would never let them get hurt. But reading this over, it brings pain back, because I wish my mom would have called the police and made him pay. But I feel like she was more afraid of him because of the voodoo he used to do. And he was legit. Yeah, he sure was. And you know, like I said, would've, could've, should've, ain't gonna do anything now. But man, I wish I wasn't so dumb. I wish I would have been brave and told my mom. But who knows? How about if this man was serious and he would have killed my mom and my grandpa? Because he was loony, bro. Like, it's crazy. Well, guys, so I don't want to talk you guys to death, but I explained why and what happened to my blog. I hope that explains a little bit more. And for those that weren't sure that I had a blog, and I'm going to leave it linked down in the description box. I always say that, and I know that I forget, but I'm going to make it my business to put it there, because I want you guys to read it and know who I am, because that will bring us closer together, you know. And a lot of good stuff in there too. It gets interesting. But all that made me who I am today. And sometimes we have to fall and taste that floor a little bit in order to build ourselves up. Now, do I have regrets? Of course. Who does not? Would I change anything? No. And I know a lot of people's like, what? You heard me right. No. If I wouldn't have lost my mom, my grandmother, if I wouldn't have got molested, if I wouldn't have got raped, if I wouldn't have gone through these bad relationships, if I wouldn't have gone through heartbreak, I would not be where I am today. And that is strong. I mean, I struggle. You guys know I have depression, anxiety, and that's a big struggle. But overall, I came out strong. I'm alive. I'm 28 years old. I have beautiful children. I have an amazing husband. And if I didn't go through what I went through, I wouldn't have a story. And everyone has a story. And this is my story. This is who makes me me. And that's important. To realize that it's okay if you have a past. And it's okay if it wasn't the best. And it's okay to feel whatever you feel. It's okay. Because guess what? In the end, you will surpass whatever you're going through. And I know you guys like, look at this one being a therapist. No, I'm talking off of experience. I'm talking out of my heart. I'm talking to you guys as if you guys were my best friends. And this is important to just remember that. It's okay. Anything that you went through. It's not okay what was done to you. But it's okay to understand that you're not the only one that has gone through it. That you are allowed to feel this anger and this hate and everything. And it's okay to let it go. Because when you let it go, you feel much better. Now I'm preaching to the choir because I still have a lot of things I have to let go. And, but I'm doing it one day at a time. And, you know, I've gotten over being adopted, having drug addict parents. I've gotten over being molested. I've gotten over being raped. But currently, you know, I feel like I have some PTSD kind of, because sometimes I do get flashbacks while I'm dreaming and I scare myself. But you know what? When that happens and I wake up, I'm like, God, take these thoughts away from me and cradle me in your arms, because tomorrow's another day and I'm blessed to be here. So that's how I deal with it. So, all right, guys. This is the end of Jericka Talks, and I'm glad I shared my blog with you guys because I feel like it's something that's going to be captivating and interesting for you guys to read, because believe me, I had a big fan base on Facebook, and these were like, oh my God, my childhood friends, my exes that are in this vlog. They were like, OMG, Jericka, did you really put that out there? Yes, I did. And they're like, oh my God. So it gets explicit, and this is where my husband is a champ, because he did not get upset and it was sexually explicit. All right. But he knew that this was an outlet for me to feel better. And this is what I love about my husband. He encourages me to do whatever I want. If I want to say tomorrow I want to be an astronaut, he'll be like, go ahead, baby. You're going to be the best astronaut there is. He is that type of person. And oh my God, I love him for it. So anyway, guys, rambling. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I will leave the link to my blog in the description box below. And if you're new to my channel and you just started with me as of like recently, and I just read this to you and you're like, holy shit. Yeah, that's me. Hey. But I would love you guys to stick around. So if you can relate or you really like the content I bring out, join the YouTube fam. Press that subscribe button. Remember to like, comment. I'm not going to say share because that's optional. But give me a like, give me a comment. Let me know that, you with your girl. And hit that bell notification so you can be notified when a new video releases. I upload every day. And the days that I do not upload is because something came up or I'm battling depression. And that's the honest truth. But I do give a heads up through Instagram. So if you have Instagram, stay connected with me. I'm CosmeticStar89 on Instagram. So yeah. So until the next video, guys. Bye.